Good morning. It's a beautiful day here in Dorset, and we're about to do a level 1-2 class, which is what I call improvers. It's a gentle class. You will need a ball. Um, I would suggest you take some of the air out of the ball so it's a little bit squidgy. Put that on one side. If you don't have a ball, you could use a cushion. There's going to be an element of balance in this class, so we're going to use the ball for that. So the cushion's not really going to help with it, but just do the whole thing without the ball. And then you'll need a band, TheraBand, stretchy one, or if you don't have a TheraBand, just take hold of a belt or a strap so that you can use it for stretches. Okay, so we'll start first of all just standing as normal on our mat or just behind the mat. Spread your toes out. Just drop the toes. Take a breath and let your ribs drop. And then just to start off with, we're going to take 5 breaths in and 5 breaths out. So breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. And just let your body and mind settle. As you breathe in and out, bring your energy into the body. Bring it out of the head. Try to let your thoughts settle down. Just feel that your ribs are opening as you breathe in. And then breathe out. You've got one more. Inhale through the nose, feel your ribs expanding. Exhale through the nose, the mouth rather. And just stand gently on the soles of your feet and feel the weight pressing down into the floor. Take a small rock backwards and forwards. So you're just rocking from the heel to the ball of the feet, keeping an upright posture. So as you rock, you want to make sure that you are rocking from your feet, not from your knees or from your waist. Try not to collapse backwards and forwards. So it's that strength that you're using through your core. And then bring yourselves back to the middle. So you're standing right over the arches of your feet with your toes soft. Breathe in and then on your exhale, roll down. So drop your chin, let your shoulders roll forward. Let your breastbone drop up. Feel as if it's going up towards the back. Draw up your diaphragm and roll down into the space in front of you. Breathe in at the bottom, draw up your tummy and lift yourself back up using your abdominal muscles. Let your shoulders drop and bring your head back up. You're going to do one more of those, so just one. Dropping your chin forward and then feeling your breastbone draw back into your body. Draw up your diaphragm, let your shoulders roll forward. Just give the head a little nod side to side. Roll your spine down. Take a breath in at the bottom, draw up your tummy, roll your spine all the way up. And just bring yourself back up into a standing position. So I'm going to bring myself to face the camera now. And I'd like you to bring your hands up and you're just going to go for a really big stretch up towards the ceiling. So reach up with one arm and drop. Reach up with the other. Breathe. Breathe. And breathe. Now you can see with my ribs are shifting out to the side, I'm actually beginning to side bend into the opposite side. So as I stretch out one arm, my ribs are moving. I'm stretching that chest wall. And bring yourself back. So other side, reach into the chest wall. Try and keep your arms near your ears. Don't let them drop forward and come across your face. And again, reach and back and reach and back and lower your arms down. And now just take a nice big roll with your shoulders round in 2 different directions. Another direction. Should feel nice and juicy in the shoulders. and then bring yourself back to center. And you're going to stand facing the front. Bring your arms forward. We're going to take this into a small archer pose. So this is the pulling of the string of your bow. Now reach back with your elbow and feel the other arm reaching forward. So you're keeping your eyes forward into the horizon, into the target, and back. And then pull back and reach. And again. Reach. And reach. So basically what we're doing is we're taking our upper body into rotation. We're loosening up through the ribs, loosening up through the thoracic spine, but we're keeping our head facing the front. Okay, we're going to do that last one, and then pull your elbow back, turn your body a little bit more and open your arms to the side. Drop your shoulders, reach out with your fingertips and then bend the elbow and reach forward. Other side, so open out the arm, twisting the hips this time. The feet face the front and so to the kneecaps. And then forward. And let's have an inhale. And an exhale. And 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 just let your arms come down. Roll your shoulders. Good. Now we're going to start off sitting on the mat. I'd like you to take a hold of your red ball, or as I say, you can use your cushion. Sitting down on the mat, put the ball in between your knees and just wiggle your hips a little bit further forward so they're coming towards your heels. And holding into the backs of your legs, I want you to roll all the way down onto the floor. So you're going to be lying down, head down, feet a little bit closer to you, and press the backs of your arms into the floor. Now give a little squeeze on the ball, and as you squeeze on the ball, don't let your back collapse down into the floor. Just that squeeze so that you feel your inner thighs working and you're starting to feel the tension just between your hip bones, and then slowly release. So we're going to do 8 of those. 2, 3. The other thing you need to watch is that your ribs don't start popping up off the ground. So this is about moving the legs, the thigh bones in the hip sockets, working all the way up to the top of the legs, deep into your deepest abdominals, but not allowing the back to change position. So try and keep your shoulders relaxed as well, your eyes looking forward. And once you've done your last little squeeze, which I think is now, just release the tension on the ball. Now your ball's going to stay in between your legs, but you're not gripping it. From here, without gripping the ball, try and curl your tail under you. Just try and tilt your lower back towards the floor. So you get that sort of tilt and you're feeling your back flatten. And then uncurl. You're going to do 4 of those. So practice just trying to drag your pubic bone towards you. Then lengthen your tail out as if your tail's starting to grow in that direction towards the end of the mat. Your lower back is pressing into the floor. You've got that sense of drawing up and lengthening. You're not squeezing your bum hard to tilt it in that direction. You want to have a sense of your tailbone lengthening out. And do a couple more of those. So soft breath, everybody. And if your back feels tight at this point, that's completely normal. Don't try and jam your tail underneath you too much. Just feel that you're lengthening that tissue in your lower back. And then release. Okay, do that one more time. So just a gentle engagement of the tummy, a lengthening out of the tail. If you imagine the bottom of your ribs still on the floor here, and the distance between that and your tail lengthening. So although it's curling a little bit, you're drawing those lumbar vertebrae apart, and then release. Okay, so now we're going to roll all the way up, and we're going to roll up to just about the bottom of the rib cage On an exhale, curl your tail under you, send your knees forward, push out with your knees and lengthen. So feel the knees pushing away, they're keeping parallel because of the ball. Lift your arms up, reach back, roll your spine down, and bring your arms down. Okay, so if you tend to cramp in your hamstrings, try and bring your heels in a little bit closer to you. As you curl, now at this point start to really squeeze your gluteal muscles. Think of those two big glutes at the back tightening as they lift you up. Keep the tension, make sure you've got them on. Roll your spine all the way down, lengthen out. Okay, so we're going to roll up once again and bring the arms back this time. So once again, we're going to bring our arms all the way back. Now widen out your arms a little bit so that you make sure the backs of your arms can stay on the floor. Your palms, if possible, are facing upwards. You're dropping the backs of the shoulders, and we're going to send the hips to one side and back. Now remember, it's your hips going, not your knees. Your hips move out. Your hips move out. Wiggle. Wiggle. So almost like my ribs are moving in one direction as well. My hips are moving in the same direction, but my knees are staying more or less the same place. Now I'm going to start to wiggle myself down. As I wiggle to one side, come down a little bit lower. Wiggle to the other side. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Find the end of the spine, uncurl, and bring the arms back down. Once again, roll up. Let's take the arms just out to a T shape this time, so you can move further. You're going to send the hips to one side, you're going to turn the head to the other side, and back, and reach up with the hips, and back, and reach out with the hips. Hips and ribs, hips and ribs, hips and ribs. Careful your hips don't drop. Hips and ribs, bring yourself back, and then we're doing that little wiggle as we roll the spine down, bone at a time, and elongate up through your tail. Right, this time bringing your arms down by your sides, we're going to roll the spine all the way up. Push your knees forward, reach your arms back behind you, and just link your fingers and slide your hands in behind the back of your head. Roll your spine down, and as you roll your spine down, start to curl your upper body forward. Now you can just as well leave your head on the ground. If you've got head and neck problems, just leave the head down, there's no problem with that. And roll your head and shoulders down. So this is just a little bit of added extra. We're adding the abdominal muscles, the oblique muscles into this. Roll up your hips, send your knees forward. Exhale to curl forward and roll the spine down. And I'm coming higher and higher each time, and roll your head and shoulders down. Once again, curl the tailbone underneath you, push your knees forward, reach with your knees. Curl your head and shoulders forward, roll down, lengthen, and bring your head and neck down. Good, let's do that one more time. And this time we're going to stay up. So we're going to keep the head and shoulders up and the tailbone down. So roll your hips up. Curl your upper body forward. Roll your tailbone down. Try and elongate out so that you've still got a neutral spine. Now, inhale. Now, lift your eye line a little bit higher. I want you to think about maybe looking to the juncture between your ceiling and the top of your wall. As you breathe out, I want you to try and lift your shoulder blades away from the floor and then drop them back. Okay, so we're going to do 6 of those. Just that little lift and back. Just be very careful. You're not pulling into your neck. You're moving from the bottom of your ribs using your oblique muscles and drop. Really fighting to keep the tailbone down. And drop. And 4. And down. And 5. And down. And 6. And lift. And roll your spine down. Just drop your head down onto the floor, let your elbows drop, and rock your knees and the ball side to side. You turn your head in your hands. Try and keep the elbows pressing back. And bring yourself back. Over to the other side. And reach. Good. And we're going off to the side. Beautiful. Last one. And then bring yourself back to your central position. Keep the feet where they are. Bring the elbows into your peripheral vision. Tailbone down. So remember, the tailbone's down. You're actually trying to keep that tiny gap just behind your pelvis. Breathe out, draw your ribs down, curl forward. If you find that too hard, flatten your lower back, but otherwise keep it as it is. And I want you to straighten one leg and bring it back down. Straighten the other. And straighten. And straighten. And 3. And 2. And 1. And bring your foot down. And roll your head and shoulders all the way down. Bring your hands back down onto your mat. As you breathe out, we're going back into the gluteal muscles. Roll your hips up. Remember, those are working. Keep the knees exactly where they are. So if you need to adjust your ball, do so. Keep the knees so both knees are in line with each other. I want you to squeeze your hip, one hip higher than the other one, and let the other one dip down. So that no tension in that glute muscle, and then squeeze it slowly back on. A bit like putting the dial of the heater up a little higher, and then turn the other dial down. Relax the glute. Squeeze it back on for 6. Needs to be done slowly because your glutes do not switch on and off like light switches. They actually come on slowly. They should be able to come on slowly and not clench. So you're deepening the movement. As you squeeze, you're deepening that tension, and then you're slowly letting go the other tension in the opposite glute. Bring your hips back up, and then hold the position. And I want you to squeeze both glutes on, so you'll feel your hips lifting this time. Try not to let your ribs lift too high. And then slowly arch so your tailbone drops towards the floor. And squeeze and lift and curl. And lower. And squeeze. And lower. Good. 4 more of those. Squeeze and lift. Release and drop. Squeeze and lift. And 2. And last one. Up. Hold the position. Sink your breastbone down a little bit. Your glutes should be screaming, by the way, by now. And you're going to alternate lifting your heels. We're going to do 20. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Drop the heels. The toe end lifts. 1, 2 to 20. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's not quite finished yet. Squeeze on the ball as hard as you can. And hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now slowly release and very slowly roll your spine all the way down. Take the ball out, put it on one side. Take your feet out as wide as your mat, your arms out a little wider, and rock your knees to the side, pressing one knee towards your ankle, open the hip, roll to the other side, and back. And back. And bring yourself back. Okay, so we all have our favourite glute stretches. You can either do drawing your knees in towards you, just simply like that, unless you've had a hip replacement, in which case you need to miss some of these out. Putting your hands on the knees and drawing them apart slightly. Bring your hands down to your shins, drawing them apart. You can also try putting your heel just above your knee, pulling the leg in towards you. Whatever you do on that side, make sure you do it on the other side as well. So drawing your knees in towards you, pulling them apart, taking your hands down, holding to draw them apart, putting your ankle above your knee, drawing your legs in towards you. I've got very tight hips at the moment. Whoa. And bring that foot down. Okay, now you're going to rock yourselves up into a sitting position. Take a hold of your ball and your band. So lying down in this position, we're going to do something very simple. We're just going to do leg circles. But in order to make it a little bit more comfortable for you, I want you to take the ball and place it in the nape of your neck. Obviously you can use your cushion behind your head if you haven't got a ball, or if you prefer it. So it's not behind the skull, behind the nape of the neck, tailbone down, and put your foot in your strap or your band, and holding the ends of the band or the middle of the band, just try to straighten your leg. Bring it up towards you. Now, you all know that you can either have your right knee bent or you can lengthen it out. If you end up with a sort of position like that with your leg, you definitely need to bend it. Because we're looking for the tailbone being down, the base of your spine touching the ground, and at the same time drawing your leg towards you. Elbows down. You're going to bring the leg towards the other leg and circle for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, other direction. 4, 3. Just give a little bit of pressure into the back of your neck to keep yourself stable, and try not to let your opposite leg wave all over the place. Dig your elbows in, take the leg across to the side. Now you're still trying to keep your hip down as you reach it out. Bring it back, this time a little bend in the knee as you take your leg out to the side, so you're feeling the stretch in the inner knee. Straighten the leg, take it across, bend the leg, take it out for a stretch, and across, and a little bend, and take it out to the side. Bring your leg back, carefully unhook your band with a soft point in your foot. Engage your tongue. We're going to do 4 more circles in each direction, no band. Lots more tummy. 1, 2, 3, keep pressing back into the ball, 4, and other direction. Are your gluteal muscles working? Are you making your bum work? Are you making your tummy work? All good things to remember. Bring your leg up, lower your foot down, and then we're going to place the band on the other foot. So just lift your head a bit, place your foot in your band, make sure your ball's in the right position, bend your elbows, reach up to the ceiling, and get that lovely long hamstring stretch all through the back of your leg. Okay, so either straight or bent. Right, taking the leg out for 4. Keep pushing into your band. Other direction. Good. Bring your leg up. Take it across to the side. Bring it back. Bend your knee a little. Out into your adductor stretch. And straight. And across. Tailbone stays down. And back. And open. And across. Good. And open to the side. Great. Now, take your band off. A little bit more working with the abdominals. And circle. 1, 2, 3. I'm pressing into the backs of my arms. I'm pressing into the back of my neck. And again. Good. Lower your foot down. Well done. Now, bring your head back down onto the floor. So you either have a cushion under your head or you have it on the mat, and lift your bum up and place your pelvis down on the ball. Now, my tailbone is on one side of the ball and my pelvis, the rest of my pelvis is on the ball, so that I've still got a gap behind it. Now you might need to wiggle around a little bit, but main thing is this is going to be a focus on your rib cage. Okay, so just think about your rib cage pressing into the floor. And as we press our rib cage into the floor, just take a moment to do another pelvic curl. So as you breathe out, just curl your tailbone underneath you and see if you can press in that position, press your lower back, your pelvis into the ball so you feel that your tailbone's lengthening and scooping out in that direction. And then just do the opposite. Let your tailbone hang over the opposite side of the ball so you're feeling an arch in your back. And once again, just tilt and untilt. Allow that arch to happen in your back. Allow that sense of really opening. Okay, so tilt and untilt. Arch. Right, so find your neutral. In other words, find the place where the back of your pelvis is pressing hard, you're not tilting, and you're not arching. You're just holding position, drawing your ribs down. Remember I said this is focusing on your ribs, your oblique muscles here are working. Press into the ball and really press, and as you do that, fold up one leg. Breathe out, lower your leg back down, toe ball heel. Other side, press down and bring the leg up. Press down and lower the leg down. Exhale. Exhale. Good. A little bit harder. Press down and fold up one leg. Lifted your arms, you're keeping the backs of your shoulders down. So try not to wobble on the ball. The sensation I've got is that I'm trying to pop the ball. I'm pressing it down. Trying to actually make it feel as if I can explode it by putting pressure into it. Okay, let's bring the arms down again. Bring up one leg. Then I'd like you to bring up the opposite arm. So these are the greyhound exercises again, but just with a bit more wobble factor. So as you reach out with one leg, reach back with the opposite arm. Now, if you lower your leg, don't drop it to the floor. Just lower your leg until it's level with the ball, if you can. Just hold. Reach with the fingertips. Pull your arm into your armpit, reach out with your leg. And then up. So breathe out, reach. And back. And reach. And back. Good. Last one. Reach. Bring your arm up. And then lower both of them onto the floor. So press down into the ball, fold up the other leg. Reach with your arm, reach out. Now hold. Really lengthen. Get your arm in your armpit. Work into your oblique muscles. And then back. And then breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last two. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Last one. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lower your foot down. Lower your arms down. Okay, so it's getting a little harder now. We're going to bring both legs up. So one at a time. Lift your legs. Okay, you'll immediately start to notice wobbling. Engage your tummy. Keep your back pressed into the ball And draw your ribs down. Try and keep your ribs pressed into the floor. Now you've got a choice. You can bring up one arm, or if you can, bring up both arms. Keep your eyes looking forward. Okay, we're going to reach back with this arm and out with that leg. So we're going to reach, it's a diagonal. Reach away. And then slowly bring them back. Only 4. And back. Reach, just finding your center. You've got to find the center of your body. Good. Now, we're going to reach with this arm and that leg. Reach out. Bring them back. Reach with one arm and the same side leg. And back. Be aware if one side wants to tilt. Make sure you're using your tummy muscles. Make sure you're using your glutes. Keeping stable. Bringing everything back to your central position. Lower your foot down, one foot. Draw the opposite knee in towards you and go for a nice psoas stretch. So just drawing your knee in, feeling that opening through the hip. Big breath in, breathe out. Swap over. Draw your knee in towards you. Reach out through the opposite leg. 2 more. This leg needs to be completely relaxed, by the way. The ribs are drawing down a little bit more. And feel the hip sometimes wants to shoot up. It's very tight, your foot will want to shoot off the ground. Just go with it, breathe. And then the other side. Draw your knee in towards you. Try and let this opposite leg relax. And then bring your feet down onto the ground. Lift your hips up. This is the great part. Let your pelvis drop. It should feel very, very heavy on the floor. Alright, now rock yourselves back up into your sitting position. And we're going to do a little bit of what I call passive extension. You're going to roll back and have the ball on your rib cage somewhere, but so that you can get your lower back down on the ground. And I always say this is a bit like lying on the beach and you've got a book on your knees that you're comfortable enough to be able to read. So it could be that you want the balls rolled up a little higher. Try not to, please don't have it down your lower back, that's going to be very uncomfortable. Bring both hands and put them behind your head and support your head and neck with your arms. Now from here we're going to engage our tummy. We're going to pull our lower back down to the floor and I want you to curl forward that extra little bit. And then allow your back to arch and bring yourself back over the ball. So exhale, pull your lower back down to the floor, push your back into the ball, curl forward, deep curl. As you inhale, lift the ribs, let the elbows drop, open. Breathe out, draw your tummy down, curve your back forward. Deepen, try and curl forward a little bit more. Inhale. Elbows wide. Exhale forward. Lower back down towards the floor. Inhale back. Good. Now we're going to add to that curl forward. We're going to breathe out. Hold the position. See if you can fold up one leg. Now, we're going to try and fold up 2 legs, but if you can't, if you find that's too hard, keep one on the floor. Bring the legs up. Draw your chest towards your knees. Now, this is the important part. Don't go backwards. Lower back towards the floor. As you breathe out, reach with one leg and bring it back in. And reach with the other leg and bring it back in. And reach and back. My eye line is down towards my tummy button now. I'm feeling the ribs working really hard and my glutes working, and my tummy is fighting to stay in position so the back isn't arching. Good. If you can do one more, that's great. And then slowly lower your feet down one at a time. Allow your back to arch right from the tail, through the lower back, all the way to the ribs. Let your elbows drop out. Hold that position. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Slide out one leg. Breathe in and breathe out. Slide the leg back. Think of your ribs expanding. Remember, we're holding a lot of tensions in our rib cages at the moment. We need to open the lower lungs, the pleura, and then breathe out. Now slide out both legs, if you can. Breathe in. Hold. And breathe out. And again, breathe in. Hold. And breathe out. Slowly draw one leg back at a time. Roll to one side and bring the ball out. And then roll back onto your back. Bring your arms down by your sides, just check that you're straight. Curl your tailbone underneath you again, push your knees forward. Stretch out through your thighs. See if you feel any different in your back, in your front, in your legs, in your flexibility. Softly roll your spine down, bone after bone after bone, and lengthen out into your tailbone. Just let that relax, and then rock your knees to one side and roll yourself up into sitting position. Sitting in the mermaid position. Now remember, you can take your ball and put it underneath one knee, or you can bring a block underneath you. Just take a moment to let your shoulders drop. Breathe out, side bend over. Just reach out with the arm, take a nice big stretch, and back. Take your arm across you, and again. So it's just two stretches, one and then two. Push yourself back up. Counter stretch in the other direction. Remember, your back is relaxed. Bring yourself back. Take the ball. Swap your knees over to the opposite side. If you don't need the ball, don't put it there, but otherwise have it underneath your knee. Find your sit bones, sit on them, and then over. And push back. And counter stretch. And back. And again. And back. Just moving into the ribs. Breathing into that chest wall that's always so tight. Especially when we're stressed. Bring yourself back. Okay, rock yourselves up. Bring yourselves up into a standing position. Once again, lengthen up. Find the feet, the balance point on your feet, right over the middle of your feet. A little bit of a rock backwards and forwards. Lengthen up. Now, think of your shoulders dropping, your perfect posture, your breastbone lifting, your ribs sinking down into your body. That sense of your core working, your waist working, your feet powering against the floor, your arms relaxed. Breathe in, and then as you exhale, drop your chin forward and roll your spine down.
Just let everything go when you get towards the bottom. Let your arms hang, let your body hang, let your weight come forward. And then on an exhale, roll your spine all the way back up again, drawing up through the tummy to bring you up. Let your shoulders drop, bring your head up, open the shoulders. Have a good day.